But we're gonna go with the next topic. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Damn, you ain't have to say his whole name like that.
Skip Bayless always say it. So
Sheesh.
Skip
Hey,
is a fan.
Super
Skip,
Bowl baby.
huh? Oh,
Oh, Rams. Oh,
dude,
Yes,
that ain't even their colors no more. Get a
yes,
new one.
we're going to the Super Bowl, baby. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Is
We don't
that
care.
hey?
But none of
Would
y'all
that be considered throwback?
yes, definitely.
Do they even wear them jerseys
Hey,
anymore?
them are the Rams I know, all right? Them
I ain't gonna lie.
I
I
actually like
used to
those.
like them jerseys.
The gold and blue. I like those.
The new ones or the old ones?
The older ones. It's like because it was like a navy. It was like a navy blue and like the
Yeah,
gold.
it was
I like that.
navy and like a bronze. No,
Yeah, I
it
like
wasn't a
that.
bronze. It
hey,
was like
we used to be the Cleveland Rams.
Yeah.
Way back.
here you go.
I'm only a Cleveland Ram just for this year. I'm sorry. I love y'all, Cleveland. You already know, but some of
But
y'all gonna disagree agree to disagree with me on this, but because you know with Odell, but you know I just want to see him. I want to see him succeed, bro. So, but we ain't talking about him. We talking about Mr.
yeah,
Brady, man.
Mr. Brady,
Mr.
Mr.
Brady.
Seven Rings, Mr. 12, Mr. TB 12, Mr. New England, Mr. Tampa Bay. The winningest
I'm
is he
holding
the
this up the whole
winningest?
time.
Is he the winningest quarterback?
I think so.
Winning is
NFL?
player.
Yeah,
Player.
winning
Is
this
he?
everything. I feel like.
I mean, I know he got 7 rings, but I mean, I didn't know he was the winningest. You know,
Yeah, I know he got the most. Yeah, he got the most career wins. Yep, 243.
y'all know how many losing seasons he got?
Sure. None.
None.
Imagine
None.
that. Imagine that. You play 21 years and you never have a losing season.
That's crazy.
That is an accomplishment in itself.
That's just greatness, bro. That's
I mean,
just
yeah, I
What
thought,
great.
Wilson was on track for that until this year. Like, it's not easy, man. Even the greats, like, they all have this year. Like,
100%.
I'm not putting
100%.
Wilson in the same category as Brady. I'm sorry.
no, but I'm just saying, like, he looked like he was about to do, follow in those kind of, winning. But it's not easy, man. Big Ben had his years where you know, he had some tough years, but like winning
I don't
every
give
year
a
is
damn
tough.
about Ben.
Huh?
But Brady got it done.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn
But what
about Ben.
I don't
but
either.
what is one thing you guys will remember about TB 12? Like
Uh,
what's one of your greatest moments of his that you've seen live?
I gotta say, I got a couple. Um, I'm gonna start off with 2007, if I'm not mistaken. Him and
The,
Moss.
the year they lost?
Hear me out.
Let me
Hear
stop.
me out. Hear me out.
No, I was just being.
Moss
I was being.
almost undefeated. I don't care about the Super Bowl. It was rigged. I don't
What?
care. It was rigged. I'm just talking mess, but I'm talking about the regular season. That whole regular season, Randy Moss and Tom Brady, bro, like that
Oh
duo.
yeah.
We've never seen a duo like that since like
Hey,
what
imagine
Joe
if you would have had
Montana
one
and
of both.
Jerry Rice. Like that
Yeah,
combination was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Tom
yeah,
Brady threw for 50 touchdown passes that year, and I think
Randy
Randy
Moss
Moss
caught like
lost like
23.
23 or 25. So
23.
that's half his touchdowns right there though going to Randy Moss. So that combination right there was just insane to me, bro. Another one for me, of course, you know what I'm saying, Super Bowl 51. That the comeback, bro. Like down 28 to 3. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I doubted him, but it's just the fact that the whole world was pretty much doubting him. Like he was not gonna come back from 28 to 3. But for him to pull that off, bro, like that's probably like one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Go ahead, John. What you got?
My two favorite moments.
Hey, man, no, like it's tough, right? Because like there's a lot. I mean, even the years he had garbage. I remember when he lost in the AFC Championship with Caldwell and Jabbar Gaffney, and that was his receivers, like to the Colts when Peyton finally beat him. I actually, yeah, when Peyton finally beat him in the AFC Championship game.
Who was you
Like,
rooting for?
when it comes to AFC, I don't have a favorite over there, except maybe the Bengals, and they weren't doing it that year, but um, and lately the Titans. I'm a big King Henry fan, but outside that, I don't really root for nobody in the AFC. I just enjoy the games as is. But I'm a big fan of a lot of players on both sides, though, man. I mean, you had Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, uh, on Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, and on the other side you got whatever. You get the story.
Bob Sanders.
Oh man, I love Bob Sanders. Like,
Ooh, that was- Sorry.
but like, my family a big New England fan, so I hear a lot about New England. So it's hard. Even if he wasn't in the news, I'd hear about him all the time. So, but yeah, I mean, even those games like were so great because he had no right to be in that game competing down to the wire with Peyton Manning with his receivers. And then people like to point out like, well, he's had Gronk, but like, okay, but look how many of his Super Bowls like Gronk was hurt, like didn't even play. Like Gronk didn't like even though he was on the team, he was sitting on the bench. He was injured. He did not play those Super Bowl like
He
one or two
played
of them.
Seattle.
Yeah.
And the Rams.
So Gronk has won his share of Super Bowls, but at the same time, like Brady's won some with Gronk sitting on the bench. And so like to be able to just next man up, like he's always been able to do that. Now, has he always been able to win Super Bowls? No, but he has been able to make guys that listen. Wes Welker had 1,200 yards in his first 3 seasons in Miami and San Diego. The next 3 or 4 seasons in New England, he averaged 1,200 yards. Like Wes Welker was not on anyone's radar to be a top-notch receiver. What happens next? He just plugs in Danny Amendola. He changed the game. I mean, before him, man, it wasn't, you'd have a 1,000-yard tight end here with Mike Ditka or Shannon Sharp here or there, but they weren't doing it year in, year out. This dude, it was always receivers, and then all of a sudden he went, so I'm going to go all slots and all tight ends and just change the game after the Randy Moss thing. And like he had Aaron Hernandez and Gronk and then Welker, and then like he had almost like 5,000 yards with just tight ends and slot receivers in one season. And it was like, all right, this is going to be new. Like this is this going to be the new NFL? Now it's not because you still got great receivers who are just unstoppable. I mean, having Randy Moss and Dante Stallworth was amazing season and all that, but then Wes Welker came out of nowhere too. But yeah, I mean, the Edelman. Edelman's another guy that no one gave, no one would have been like, this guy's a game-changing player. And so for me, he reminds me a lot of Steph Curry. He makes everyone around him better. Like when you watch,
that sounds like LeBron to me.
Huh?
That sounds like LeBron to me.
I don't know. We have different opinions of LeBron, but
here we go.
Serious?
Yeah, that's another thing for another day. There's 2 things in the media that are always said about LeBron. He's not clutch, and he makes people around him better. And
Curry's clutch? Curry just had his first
on the opposite side of both of them. I think he's
Curry's clutch?
I think he's one of the most clutch players. I disagree.
He just had his first clutch basket this year. His first game-winning bucket was this year.
Who?
Curry.
No, LeBron. I'm talking about LeBron. When they talk about LeBron, they say he's clutch, and they say he's not clutch, and they say he makes everyone around him better. And I disagree with both statements. I think he's very clutch and one of the most clutch players of all time. And I think he does not make people around him better. I think he drags everybody into success. And but that's a long story for another day. I think Steph Curry truly makes everyone around him better. He revived JaVale McGee's career, and if anyone can do that, I don't. You have to be great to do that. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? Next subject. We're gonna
Please.
just leave it.
Oh my God! This is
all right. So it don't last at 5.
Listen, I will bring up the last 2 times those dudes met in the finals. Look at the stats.
You just said Tom Brady makes other players great. You can't tell me a season where LeBron has not made his other players great, bro.
Well,
Curry,
almost every season, but
Curry just started maybe to start getting his players great. You know what I'm saying? Within these last couple of years, bro. But I'm
gonna bring up the stats from the last time those 2 met in the finals, and we're gonna compare Curry's bench to LeBron's starters. Just compare those 2, and you'll see how Curry's bench outperforms LeBron's starters. Like
he never had starters though. That's what I'm saying. It was always just LeBron. So of course anybody could outperform his starters because it was only LeBron, really.
Well, one of them had Kevin Love, and the other one had JaVale McGee, and yet somehow JaVale outperformed Kevin Love. So, but that's another story for another day. But my whole point is like Brady makes people around him better, and it doesn't matter who they are. He loves having superstars. He pleaded hard for AB, and he got him and whatever. But AB goes out, and what's he do? He comes back like three touchdowns against the Jets. I know it's the Jets, but comes back. So I mean, there's so many great moments, but just the fact that he makes people around him so much better, and no matter who they are, you know what I mean, it made it fun to see because it was like I can root for this guy, and I don't have to worry. You know, I'm not the biggest Brady fan, but I'm just saying I could. If you were a fan of Brady, you could root for him no matter who was around him. You know, you weren't like, oh, he's gonna be garbage this year. Like, no, he was gonna be good every year. It doesn't matter if it was Scotty Miller or Randy Moss. Like, you knew they were gonna be legit, and that's what made him fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. My biggest moment
I don't.
from my biggest moment from Tom is really it was week 16 of that 2007 season, and they undefeated, 15-0. Relax, relax. I got you. Relax, relax. And they didn't have to win the game, but Tom, just with his competitive nature, went and proved the point to the Giants. And then later, we all know what happened later that season. But just off of that, because it's like, bruh, what do you get? You got number one seed. You then secured home field advantage. What more do you need?
They was trying to go for the undefeated season. Clearly.
Can I tell my story?
Hey, you know what? No, wait. All right, we're gonna talk about that season. My favorite moment. I believe it was fourth and I don't know what's 4th and 10 or 4th and what, but it was the Patriots are up 45-7 on Washington.
And he went for it.
And he went for it on 4th down and made it 52-7.
I think I remember that game too. I think he ended up having like 5 or 6 touchdowns that game too, I think.
I think he went for Randy too. I think he went for Randy on that play. Like they were just like, let's do this.
Right. That was great. But yeah, man, he was a competitor. And I think he is the ultimate proof of no matter where you go in the draft, if you're good enough, you can do it. 6th round pick. And now he's the winningest quarterback ever. He has more rings than every franchise in the NFL. It's like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
If this was a script, somebody would throw it away. It's like this can't happen in real life. And then you play 22 years, and you ain't the most mobile guy, but you mobile enough to play 22 years and win 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I was just about to say it might be about how good you are. It's just about how hard you work and
both.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just Brady. Everybody just said his work ethic was crazy. He was always there, the first one there, the last person to leave. He wanted to learn the game, and he did it. He mastered it, clearly. So
100%.
That he's the greatest he's the greatest in my opinion, man.
Hands the greatest quarterback of all time for sure.
Man, he is the greatest quarterback. Player, whatever you want, we can argue this all day. He is the greatest player to play the NFL game, in my opinion. Sorry, there's nobody else who has 7 Super Bowl rings. I mean,
true.
No, not enough. Not the wins, the yards. Nobody ain't gonna be touching them yards or wins, bro. True.
Now I got something to ask y'all after hours, but we don't want to get them on our sauce. So
let the people here.
No,
let the people here.
You're gonna have to pay $10.99. Hear us talk about
this is the OnlyFans.
Hey, listen, we already
it ain't, but they getting paid.
Hey,
what you say, John?
The people, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, we've already said the NFL was the Patriots game was rigged. So listen,
wow, why would we do that right now?
He did. He already said the
all the times to bring that up. We talking about Brady right now.
He said the 2007 game was rigged. So
we ain't gonna never get sponsored by the NFL now.
Hey, I think we will, just because they gonna love our humor.
You think you tough? Like, oh God, John, look what you done did.